Good evening, YouTube. Welcome to day 3. Is it day 3? I think it's day 3. We're just gonna consider it day 3 for this video. Welcome to day 3 of tearing apart the 240 because we are making it into a track animal, track attack beast, track thing. I don't know, something to just tear up the track. If you haven't been watching or if you didn't see why I'm tearing apart the 240, I raced it in Vegas on a track, on the new track in Braum, Nevada, which is amazing. And now I've become obsessed and I want to turn it into just a time attack car, like a road course car. So tearing it all apart completely. I'm gonna redo the motor, redoing the interior, roll cage, suspension, wider tires, big brake kit. So today, I feel like, do any of you do this? Do you ever come out to your car that you're working on and you just stare at it for like, I mean, hours, honestly? I've caught myself, I mean, probably not hours, but a long time. You just kind of stare at it and you envision what you want to do with the car and you don't do anything, but you just keep envisioning and planning it out. Well, I do that a lot. So I spend a lot of time out here just looking at the car. And I'm sure I told you guys last time, hey, we're gonna pull the head out on the next video or we're gonna do something else. Well, it's changed and it's gonna constantly change. I don't know why I keep saying, hey, we're gonna do this and then the next video, because chances are it's gonna change. So today, I feel like a good starting point that's gonna have a lot of progress shown is to tear out the interior. So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna tear out the seats. I'm gonna tear out the dash. I'm gonna get rid of the center console, this rear seat delete back here, and the harness bar. I'm gonna pull the battery out, everything. Everything needs to go. And eventually get all this sound deadening stuff out of here because I wanna paint the interior as well. So all this has to go. Am I gonna get to all of it tonight? No, because that dash and all the wiring that I've had to like run and route is gonna be tricky. And I don't wanna forget what wires went where. So that part's gonna be hard, but the rest of it, like the seats and stuff, easy. And the carpet, I don't know, carpet once we pull the center console and the dash. So let's just do it. Let's start it. Let's get everything out of here. Starting in the back, we're gonna get the battery out, the strut bar, the rear seat delete, and then work our way to the front with the seats and hopefully get a shell soon. Oh, I have my window guy coming eventually. He's gonna pull all the glass off the car. Why, Jared? Why are you pulling all the glass off? Well, because I wanna paint the car. Tentatively decided on a color. It is waiting final approval from myself, I guess. But tentatively, we have a color. We'll see. Once we get it all stripped down and we think about it and we discuss it more, we'll let you know. But for now, we gotta get it paint ready, which means I have to pull the entire motor out, which means when it's out, should we just build the bottom end? Because we're building the head. Why not build the bottom end? Okay, Jared, stop talking. Let's tear apart this interior. And bam. Just like that, the battery's gone. I guess I should have shown you all that, but I don't know. Undoing a battery kind of seems a little boring. Maybe not. Maybe it's cool. Negative. It would probably help if I used power tools. Yeah. Yeah, I think a good thing to do to speed up these videos would be power tools, which I have, but I have no excuse. I don't have a reason why I am not using them, so we won't go into that. All right, battery's out, rear strut bar's out. As far as back here, we have like the positive wiring or the power wiring, but we'll get to that later once we address the wiring. Now I'm gonna move to the front. We'll get the seats out, the rear seat delete, the harness bar, just work our way through it. Ugh. C1. Yes, I finally upgraded to power tools. And it's so much better. Seat number 2. See, look how much progress. Like, you can see the progress. This is nice. All right, passenger side's out, driver's side out. We'll get this harness bar out, and then we'll get the rear seat delete taken out. And then we will conquer the center console dash. I remember when I put that in, and I had to finagle it so much to get it to fit. Actually, I think pulling it out's easy. I think just getting it back in is gonna be hard, so we'll see. Rotate. Now to try to not knock the camera. Oh yeah. All right, see, that goes quick. And it's just so satisfying because all the space that gets made, look at this. Look at that. How satisfying is that? That looks like a whole day's work. Just kidding. Don't roast me in the comments. I know that's super simple and there's lots of people that are probably a lot more efficient than me than that. Anybody want a harness bar? I got this really nice gray NRG harness bar. I don't remember what size. So those are typically universal. I just measured across to see what size I needed, so maybe I'll figure it out and I'll post it down below. So if anybody wants one, let me know. These DND seats, they're literally brand new. Like, we had a DND sponsorship a while ago and they sent us these brand new, especially this one was in like testing phases to make sure it could be certified. And it did get certified, but we were kind of testing it out for them. But I hardly ever drove the car because I just barely got it going and now I'm tearing it apart again. But if anybody wants some DND seats, they're amazing. They fit well, they're comfortable. I drove this around Vegas in those DND seats for 5 days straight and I had 0 issues. So if you want some seats, let me know. I think I might be putting in some like more low profile, like full carbon. I don't know. I'm spending so much on this car. I feel like I need to stop and just keep what I have. I have the seats. Anyway, those might come up for sale if anybody wants them. So on to the next thing. Let's get the rear seat delete out of here. I believe This rear seat delete was done so well. I'm really impressed by it. I think it's LRB Speed that made this one. I think they did the doors too. Maybe it was Street Faction. I'm sorry. I really need to research what I put into it before I start throwing off names. Anyway, I use a lot of things from Street Faction. I'm actually ordering quite a bit from them. I've used a lot of things from LRB Speed. So they're both incredible fabricators. I highly recommend them. And Chase Bays. Chase Bays is about to be my entire engine bay. I just ordered a clutch master cylinder. Looks so beautiful. But I want like everything Chase Bays in that engine bay. Okay, let's keep going. Oh yeah. One panel. All right, so the only downside to removing the seat delete is you're gonna see my wiring. I'm sorry, I didn't put these in like a little, oh, like this. See this? These are a bunch of wires in this little mesh thing. I wasn't lazy there, I was lazy here. Sometimes when you're rushing to get a car done and you miss something, you don't want to pull out all the wiring and redo it, so you just add some wiring. All of that is getting cleaned up because I am doing everything perfect this time. This car is going to be way more than it should be, and I'm excited. Panel number 2. Why would they make the top 2 hardware larger than all the others? Go figure. Cars, what are you gonna do? Climb in and out, in and out. First try? I feel like this panel's gonna fall. Yep, it might. It's okay for now. Oh, this one's awkward. Oh. I think maybe slide it out through the back. Yep, okay. Now, if you guys couldn't hear me struggling to pull that out, I was struggling. So they have made that with really good thick steel and powder coated it, and it looks amazing, but, ooh, look at that. It's so wide open now. I kind of like that. Anyway, when I get the roll cage in, I mean, they're gonna be welding stuff there and across and around. You know, the seat delete will probably fit, but I wonder if I should just leave it off and enjoy the interior being painted a fresh coat of paint. I don't know, we'll see how much I can get off and clean up and get the sound deadening stuff out of there, and we'll see how it looks after paint. But I might not need that anymore. There's the 2 pieces there and that big piece is back there. It's good looking. Ooh, it's getting more clean. But yeah, if you want a rear seat delete and you have an S13, I might know somebody that has one. Cheap. Much cheaper than if you got it off of the website. I believe it is LRB. Or Street Faction. Ah! let's proceed. All right, guys, a couple things I got to show you that's changing. Oh, there's another angle of how empty this car is now. But e-brake, no longer going to work. So since I'm upgrading the brakes, as you can see, I'm putting the 4-piston CTSV calipers on the rear for the primary, and the 4-piston Z32 calipers as the hydro only brakes back there. And because of that, the e-brake is not going to be functional, which is nice because one more thing I can get out of here to make it nice and clean. So that's got to go. The hydro, the purple hydro, which is fantastic. The purple went really well with the theme that we're going with, but that has to go because you know how I mentioned chase bays and all that stuff? Well, look at this beautiful new hydro. Against the white wall, it's kind of hard to see. This beautiful new hydro has its own little reservoir and the Willwood there. But this is going to replace it. So yes, it's not a pop of color, but this thing is going to be glorious and it's going to get us sideways really well. So I'm excited to get that in there. Since the purple is leaving, well, does that mean purple is not going to be part of the theme? Not necessarily. There are going to be things that are not purple anymore. Oh, like the quick release is not going to be purple anymore. The steering wheel down there has some purple on it. Not going to be purple anymore. So yes, purple colors are leaving, but that does not mean we are getting rid of the purple, because you have all these engine parts that are purple still that might stay the same. Oh, can't forget the turbo. Look at that thing, it's so pretty. But I think I already ordered a new turbo. It's me, come on guys. I just, if I see it, I want it. If I see it and I want it, I get it. Because I am reckless and I have multiple credit cards that I could just load up the balance on. Anyway, we've got quite a bit done. See, this is what I meant by how satisfying the interior is. Super quick, but it makes a huge difference. So now we just have to work on the center console and the dash. We might as well start. Let's just start. This video is probably already way long because I keep talking. And I keep saying that in all my videos. I should just accept it. I talk. So. So now that I got that cover off, it kind of reveals the madness of my wiring. So all of this is my handiwork. Something that I really enjoyed about working on this car is learning all the electrical stuff, all the pinouts on the ECU, all the fuses that I need to use and the relays and all that stuff. Like I completely stripped the chassis harness and the engine harness and built them on my own. So I had to learn quite a bit, and it was fascinating. And I was very proud of myself. I feel like I wired everything really well. Obviously the car runs really well. So something that I will always be proud of, and something that you know, you guys should kind of focus on too. If you guys are doing a project car and you're learning things on your own, kind of self-taught, something to hold on to, something to be proud of, and always remember that you did it. Anyway, yeah, so got that part done. Got this part off. Now we just need, I think the center console can almost just come right out. So I think I have a couple bolts and we can pull that out. We can get this loose hydro out of here. And then that'll be the center console, at least. I know in order to pull off the dash, I'm gonna have to work on this stuff, because this piece right here was a big pain in the butt to get in here. I had to finagle it behind this and really twist it, and I think it kind of broke a little bit, so that might get more broken. But I'll have to take that stuff off first, then we can work on the dash. But for now, I'll just focus on the easy stuff that's not gonna break. Oh, and this brake line, I had it running through the hydro, like an inline hydro, and I could never really get it to work. So I'm gonna reroute that line just under the car, and then run a separate line from the new hydro to the back in here. So this line I'm gonna reroute, so it'll be gone. The new one will be, I'm gonna make it super clean, super clean. You'll see, just wait. Okay, problem. This is routed through the middle of it, so I'm gonna have to disconnect it, which means brake fluid is going to leak everywhere. So, oh, I need to disconnect the anti-lag too. Oh yeah. Now that I can get into the very back of this car, we can kind of stand back and see what we've done. Center console's done. I got the hydro out. Yes, more wiring is revealed. That's how I start my car. I'm gonna have to change that now that everybody can see it. But I want it to be clean too. I don't want that in the middle, especially if I'm not gonna put the center console back in. All of this is gonna be gone. I want this to be clean. Clean, 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 clean. All right, I'm gonna call it a night because it is like 1:30 a.m. or 2, pushing 2, and I have to work in the morning. So I got a lot done. I feel like as far as being accomplished, that's pretty good. I mean, almost the entire interior's out. Now we just gotta work on this stuff, which has all the wiring. I think I'm going to redo a lot of the wiring and tuck it and make it pretty and use wire, I don't know what they're called, the wire mesh tubes, I don't know, keeps it all together. Anyway, I'm gonna clean it all up. I'm gonna use bulkheads on a lot of the fuel lines and a lot of the brake lines, so like, it's gonna look pretty, trust me, it's gonna look fantastic. So, hopefully you enjoyed that progress that we made. I pulled out a lot of interior. There's a lot of stuff that I don't want that I'm gonna be replacing. So if you want any of that stuff that got pulled out, let me know in the comments down below. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. We're gonna build this into a track monster. You gotta stick around to watch that. Hope you guys enjoyed the movie. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I will see you in day 4, for day 4, in day 4, for day 4. See, it's too late. I need to go to bed. Good night.